Alright, Apple event was quite thrilling, exciting and promising. Watching the event on last week on Monday, looks like Apple has exceeded my expectation again. Apple has introduced us with 3 new products, the HomePod Mini, AirPods 3rd generation and their new line of MacBook Pro.
Apple's launch of their own M1 Silicon has been delivering rightly and has been very successful. And with the 2 new chipset, the M1 Pro and M1 Max, Apple has got to a next level with their laptops.
So before we talk about my thoughts on these products, if this is your first time here, my name is Salim, welcome to my channel. Well, Apple even from last couple of years has got better. It looks like Apple has been listening to its consumer. On the event which was more about the MacBook lineup, Apple has introduced us with 2 other new products.
The first product was the HomePod Mini, which has got a few tweaks and some more new colors. And in the event, it was a very short talk about it. Let me get it straight and short. All it has got is more software upgrades with Siri than with the hardware, with some new colors addition and is priced at $99.
The second product Apple introduced was the AirPods 3rd generation. Here we got some real good upgrades. After almost 5 years from generation 1, the design is totally revamped.
And it looks like it won't fall during workouts or listening music. And also hardware wise, it has got even pleasingly good upgrades. It has got spatial audio, adaptive EQ, Dolby Atmos and the connectivity is even better. Also it is splash and dust resistant. Plus Apple claims the battery life to be better from its previous generation. And now it can be charged via the MagSafe as well and is priced at $179.
Well, that sounds quite a good upgrade in the AirPods. For me its design was always an issue, especially during the intense workout, and looks like Apple has finally fixed it. Alright, now let's move to the main theme of the event, which was about the MacBook Pro lineup.
Apple has introduced its MacBook Pro lineup with 2 different sizes, which comes either in 14 or 16 inches display size.
And yes, this Pro lineup comes with stunning fast next generation game-changing chipset, the M1 Pro and the M1 Max. We already know that M1 Silicon has been fast, amazing and incredible chipset.
And now with this new generation of M1 Silicon, its performance is unparalleled and stunningly fast. Starting with the M1 Pro, which has got up to 10-core CPU and up to 16-core GPU, which according to Apple has 70% faster CPU performance than the M1 and 2 times faster GPU performance. It also got advanced media engine, which can use multiple 4K and 8K ProRes video with power efficiency. M1 Pro has also got advanced display engine to drive multiple displays, more I/O Thunderbolt and a 16-core neural engine. And also it has got 200GB per second unified memory bandwidth, that is 3 times faster than the M1.
The M1 Pro seems too good to be true. But that's not all folks. Apple is really pushing the boundaries and surprised us with another M1 Silicon chipset.
The M1 Max, which has got a staggering 400GB per second memory bandwidth, which is twice faster than the M1 Pro and 6 times faster than the M1. It also has got a 10-core CPU and up to 32-core GPU, which is 4 times faster GPU performance to M1. And it also has got a larger media engine with 2 times faster video encoding and 2 ProRes accelerator. According to Apple, its CPU performance consumes 70% less power, which is very power efficient. Not only the CPU performance, but the GPU performance of M1 Pro and M1 Max consumes less power, which according to Apple, it can consume 100 watt less power than a high-end PC laptop.
If these claims are true, I would say this MacBook Pro lineup with M1 Pro and M1 Max would be the most powerful and power efficient laptops in the planet. And it would be way ahead in performance from its competition.
Alright, now let's talk about the design of the MacBook Pro. Seems like Apple has listened to its consumer. It has brought back the nostalgic MacBook Pro, decade-older looks-alike design, but it's now more compact and elegant. The design also has got advanced thermal dynamics to let more air, which can make the fan work really and on the demand of your usage. Then on the inside, keyboard has also been redesigned. It's now having a full height keyboard row instead of touch bar, which I'm sure many of users will be happy. And for the connectivity, I'm very glad to see more ports on the MacBook Pro, as now it has got 3 Thunderbolt 4 port, HDMI port, SD card slot and a headphone jack. The MacBook Pro lineup can also be charged with MagSafe 3 port, which can charge the MacBook Pro 50% in just 30 minutes.
Not only it can be charged with MagSafe, but also it can be charged via the Thunderbolt 4 ports.
According to Apple, battery life in the MacBook Pro 14-inch, which will give you 14 hours of video playback, whereas the MacBook Pro 16-inch can give you up to 21 hours of video playback. which is again a huge number from its predecessor. The camera also has got an upgrade, which is now a 1080p resolution with an f2.2 aperture, which can make the video look crisper and sharper even in low light.
Let's talk about the audio, which also has got a decent upgrade in the MacBook Pro lineup.
Which has got a 3 mic array, which Apple says has a 60% lower noise floor. The speakers on the MacBook Pro are even better. In the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which has got a 6-speaker sound system, 2 tweeters, and 4 force cancelling woofers, whereas the MacBook Pro 14-inch has got a 6-speaker sound system.
Finally, let's talk about the display. Apple claims it to be the best ever display on a laptop.
So firstly, the display has got thinner bezels all around. From the side, the bezel has got 24% thinner, whereas on the top it has got 60% thinner, giving it more screen to body ratio. But there is a notch around the camera system, which would be a concern for some, but let's test it in real life and see how it coops up. Secondly, it has now got ProMotion up to 120Hz, which can be static, varying from 10Hz to 120Hz, depending on the content you're watching, editing or scrolling. And also the display colors on the MacBook Pro has also got a large upgrade. In the 16-inch MacBook Pro, there is a total of 7.7 million pixels, while in the 14-inch it has got a 5.9 million pixels, and both of them support 1 billion colors. You can also connect to Pro Display XDR with M1 Pro Silicon, whereas with the M1 Max you can connect 3 Pro Display XDR and a 4K TV as well. Alright, let's talk about the pricing. The base MacBook Pro 14-inch, which has an 8-core CPU, 14-core GPU, 16GB unified memory with 512 SSD is for $1,999, whereas a base MacBook Pro 16-inch, which has a 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, 16GB unified memory with 512GB of SSD is for $2,499.
No doubt these machines are incredible. Apple have not left a single loophole this time. In fact, they are well above my expectations. I know these machines are quite pricey, leaving every one of you the question I had also. Should we buy it? Well, if you are a creator, editor and totally into Hollywood kind of CGI, then definitely yes. But for normal day usage like web browsing, any kind of official work and doing some kind of normal video editing, the M1 MacBook Air is more than enough. With that, I'm signing off this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for future notification. And if you guys want to watch my old video of M1 MacBook Air, I'll post a card here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!